Hello? Anybody here? Anybody here? Nice. Hello, there was some problem with streaming, so I had to change some stuff, but it should be good now, right? Everything appeared to be normal. Okay. If that's the case, then we'll take about a minute or two for people to join. If you haven't printed this out yet, you should print it out. Okay? There was some problem with stream for some reason, but now it should be good. Okay? Morning, morning. Hello. All right, let's take a look. Yeah. Okay. So, the objective today is we're gonna just review areas in general, and also we're gonna set up a way to find area for polygons. Okay, regular polygons. So you're gonna calculate. Oops. Area of primarily regular colored polygons. So I'll just write that because the rest should be a review. Okay. And then this is a 29th, 2020. I don't even know which year we're in now. So before we continue, there are three areas that we should know already. One's parallelogram, base times height, right? The other two is triangle, base times height divided by 2. And this is a trapezoid, which is base 1 plus base 2 times height divided by 2. Does that kind of hit the bell? Okay, so as we've done before, okay, so we had the letter pi, right? Remember what pi looked like? What is pi? Isn't pi like the ratio between circumference and diameter? Right? Or circumference over 2r, right? Or basically how many diameter you can fit in a circle, and it's about 3.14159 something, right? That's what it approximately equal to. So obviously we would get the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r or pi d, right? Kind of remember this? This should be fairly straightforward, right? Okay, so let's go down here. So how do I find area of a circle? So we know that circumference is 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r. So if you look here, let me lift it up a little bit. So if you look over here, we can therefore cut these into pieces. So basically this is a proof of why area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, it's because I know that circumference is 2 pi r, so then this whole thing is 2 pi r. So if I cut it in half and then I stagger it like this, then each part will be in charge of pi r, right? Because this part plus this part is the whole circumference. So it's pi r and pi r. Then this would then look like a parallelogram, right? What is the parallelogram area? Base times height. So pi r times height is r, okay? Now the more you do, the more slices you cut, the more flat this becomes, because if your pieces are smaller, then each of them will be straighter. In other words, this will be more and more like a parallelogram. So therefore, before we were just approximating. Now the actual circle area will then, if I cut infinitely many circles, the area should be pi r times r, which is pi r squared. Okay, that's where the proof comes from. Does this make sense? Comfortable level 1 to 10 on first page. 7.5. 8. So over here, turn to the next page. So this is a regular polygon. In general, regular polygons can be inscribed in a circle. Okay, so in other words, if you have any regular polygon, you can draw a circle around it. Okay, like this. And it will fit perfectly. Okay, I can't draw a circle within and after I draw a polygon, so it's gonna not look like a circle, but it's actually a circle. Okay, so then these will be your radius, right? They're all radius because it comes from our center. Now, what is interesting is you can then calculate the area of regular polygon. How do I do that? I cut them into triangles. Okay, however many sides you have on the regular one, you can cut however many triangles. And once you cut them, like this one, this is my pentagon, right? You can cut 5. Then I can just find an individual triangle and then multiply by however many, right? Because they're all the same because it's regular. Regular means same side, same angle measure, right? So here we go. Before we start, we need to find something. This line is called the apothem. We'll just call it A. Okay, apothem. The way that you spell it's in the notes right here. It's called apothem. Okay, it's just the height of the triangle. Base times height, right? The height. Okay. So, what do we do with this, right? So, here we go. So, anything that we learn with area of triangle will work here. Okay, so remember we have 2 ways to find area of triangle. So let's just say these are called side length. Okay, S, 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 S. Okay, they're all S. Side length. Notice that this is not necessarily the same as radius. Okay, because the more sides you have, the smaller the S will be, but the R will stay the same. Okay, for example, if you have a pentagon, then you will have smaller S because you have more sides, but your R radius should always be the same. Okay, all right, here we go. So area of triangle should be 1/2. In this case, base will be S, right? Times height would be A, right? Apothem, SA. That would be your area, right? Alternatively, remember we had another formula called A equals 1/2 AB sine C, right? When is that applied? That is applied when you have like an angle in between, right? And then you have SAS situation. Basically, this is known, and this is known, right? So, if that's the case, if you have the 2 R's, you can then do 1/2 R times sine theta. But what is theta? Theta is 360 over n. N is number of terms. So in this case, it's 360 over 5. Okay? So it'll be 1/2 R squared. In this case, sine 360 over 5 is 72. Okay, so in this case would be 72 degrees, for example. Okay, but different. Why is it 360 over 5? Because you're dividing by however many triangles within 360, right? Because you have that. Okay, so sometimes if they give you radius, you can straight plug in like this, right? And the rest is fine. I actually prefer this method way more because it's a little easier to calculate, but you can calculate however you want. Okay, finding apothem is also a way. Okay, so the area of a whole polygon is obviously, for this one, it will be number of turns times this will be 5 times half SA, or half times 5 times r squared sine 72. Okay, for 5. Okay, but if you have 8, if you have 10, it'll be different. Okay, now let's look at something interesting. So they give you a formula on this. They say if the perimeter is P, okay, perimeter is P, then the area of a polygon should be 1/2 A times P. Well, why is that? Because how do I get perimeter? How do I get perimeter? Isn't perimeter the number of sides times S? Right. So if you decompose what we had, so isn't our area number of sides times 1/2 apothem times side, or base times height? Then when you combine these two, these becomes a perimeter, right? So that's why they come up with that formula. Okay, so you can use any formula. I don't like to memorize formulas, so what I do instead is I just cut triangles every time. Okay, so let's look at an example problem. This takes practice. Okay. All right, so they say side length is 2, right? 2. How many sides? Heptagon is, well, I already drew it for you, but it's 7 sides. Okay, side length is 2. So then we cut into 7 triangles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? They're all the same. They don't look like here, but they're all the same. Okay. Now, what is the angle here? What's the angle there? Isn't it what? 360 divided by 7, which is 360 divided by 7. $51.42, right? 428, something like that, right? Degrees. So okay, these are R's, right? So from here, you have two choices. Two choices. Number one, okay? So I'm going to show you both ways, and then you can pick what you like, okay? Number one is find apothem, okay? Which is the height of this triangle. That's number one, okay? An alternative way you could do is find R. Okay, because there are 2 ways to find area of a triangle. Right? So to find apothem, you kind of need to pull this out. So you're going to look at a triangle, and then you cut it in half, and it's 1 and 1, right? And then you have R here, you have A here, right? And then since you cut this in half, you would have to cut the angles back. Then you will get you cut in more half, so it would be 25.714 degrees. You cut this angle in half again because you only want half to get the right triangle here, so you can get the relationship. Okay, regardless, should be able to find this A, which is you can use trig, right? So opposite over adjacent. So tangent, right, opposite over adjacent of 25.714 is equal to 1 over A. and you solve for A. So A is got 1.52 about, okay, or 1.522. I'll give you one more, okay, and you use this. So after you get this, you can do area is 1/2 base times height, right? So 1/2 base 2 times height, which is 1.522. And then you're going to multiply the whole thing by how many sides? 7. And that will give you an answer. So that would be 10.65. 655. Okay? That would be your area in feet square for the whole thing. So, quick review. I pull out a triangle right here. I want to find the height. I have this angle. I cut it in half, so I get 25.714. Then, I use the fact that tangent is equal to 1 over A. Then I can find A. Okay, once I find A, I multiply 1/2 base times height divided by 2. Oh, sorry, 1/2 base times height, and then times 7, because 7 is how many sides you have, or how many triangles you have in this case, and then you multiply by 7 to get the whole polygon. Okay, now I get that. So, alternatively, if you can find R, you can use the same method here to find R, and then you can use the other formula. But what I want to show you is, what if you don't want to cut things like this? Okay, what if you just want to look at this triangle like this? Okay, this is basically like a quick review here. So remember, there's a way to find there's a way to find the R's with trig. It's called law of cosine. Okay, sometimes it's really good. If you don't remember, law of cosine says a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A, right? One of them at least. So I'm going to use this. So 2 squared equals r squared plus r squared minus 2r times r cosine, in this case 51.428, like this. And then with this, you can get 4 equals 2r squared minus 2r squared times cosine 51.428. And then with this, 4 is equal, so you got to multiply this out first, okay? Don't subtract. You're going to get 0, okay? You have to multiply this out first. So I get cosine 51.42 times 2. So I get 2r squared minus 0.808 r squared, like that. And then 4 is equal to like 1.191 r squared. So r squared equals I'm just trying to provide you with an alternative. because sometimes it's better, but most of the time it's not. So it's like 3.357, and then you divide by, and then you square root. So R is same thing. You'll get 1.832, and then you will use this R to find your area equals 1/2 R squared cosine. All right, will be 51.428, and you multiply by 7 as well. Okay, and you'll get the same answer. Okay. So, obviously, most of you would probably prefer the left method, because the left method most of the time is better when they give you a side length. Okay, if they give you radius, then it's a lot easier to do like the right method. Oh, well, you don't have to do the right side, but you can use 1/2 AB sine C to get the answer. Okay, but regardless, why don't we try the bottom one? All right, I'll give you some time, and I'll take attendance. Okay. So can I have you guys say you're here if you're here? Voice call. Is Cameron here? Cameron, if you're watching, send me a email. I think that's it. Everyone else is here. Oh, by the way, please do your homework. Okay, you gotta do homework. I have a few people that like haven't been doing homework. You are in danger yourself of not getting credit if you're not doing work. Okay, please do your homework on Big Ideas website that I mentioned. I was surprised yesterday somebody asked me how to log in their website, and I was like, what are you saying? But make sure you know how to do your homework, okay? If you don't know, let me know, okay? Most of you have been doing good, but some of you, it's a little disappointing to say the least, okay? So let's take a look at this problem, okay? 12 gone. You need more time? I don't know if you need more time, but I'm gonna start cutting. Okay, so I have a 12 gone, which means that when I cut it, I'm gonna get a triangle, right? What is the angle here if I cut a 12 gone? Wouldn't it be, well, base is 5 because each side here is 5, right? They tell you side length is 5. Okay, 5 all the way around. What is the angle here? How many sides? I have 12 sides, so total is 360. So 360 divided by 12. Okay, that will give me 30. Is that right? 30. 30, right? So it's 30 here, but I'm gonna cut in half because we want to find the height, right? So it'll be 15 each. Does that part make sense? So it's 30 here. But when I move it over here, I want to find the apothem, right, or the height, which is 15 each, okay? So I'm going to look at this triangle, and I'm going to try to find the apothem, okay? So this is 2.5 each, and I'm going to use my trig, okay? So this triangle, I'm going to set up the same relation. Tangent 15 degrees is equal to 2.5 over A. Okay, 2.5 over A. A is here. Okay, apothem. So A is then 2.5 over tangent 15, whatever that is. Okay, why? Because I multiply by A and I can divide by tangent 15. Right? So, which is equal to . So what's A? You got anything? Let's do radian. Not good. 9.33. Okay. 9.33. Okay, if that's the case, then we're going to use 1/2. Right, area is 1/2. Base, which is 5, times height, which is 9.33. Right? How many triangles are we looking at? 12, right? So then that's it. Let me multiply it out. And you'll get . Then at 279.9. This is in centimeters, so centimeters square. Karen, you're screwed. Alright. Don't come over. How are you, Karen? How are you? Okay. So quickly review again to get the regular polygon. It's okay. I'm just joking. So to get a regular polygon area, you just need to cut however many triangles you have. And you find the apothem, right? Once you find the apothem, which is the height of a triangle, then you can find, well, the purpose is to find the area of a triangle in the first place. That's why you need the height, okay? So once you get the height, you find the area of a triangle, then you find the whole thing by multiplying by 12, basically, okay? To set up the apothem, make sure you use trig here, and that should do it, okay? If they already gave you radius, then you can use the alternative formula, which is faster. And you can also use the same way, but you can't use tangent because you're going to be given this side instead. So you should use cosine to get, and sine to get the other side. But I mean, if they give you radius, you can just use 1/2 AB sine C, which is the alternate formula. I put it up there, which is way faster. Okay. All right, homework. Homework is Big Ideas website, okay? If you don't know how to get on it, let me know, okay? And then this is only one assignment. In the past, I have done 2 assignments at the same time. So 11.3, okay? There's only one assignment there, so just do this one, okay? Let's do, I think, Sunday night again. 5-3, I think. Okay. Another announcement is that you have a chapter test next Friday, which is 10 days from now. It's going to be on Big Ideas as well. I already announced it last week, but I'm going to continue to remind you. Some of you already reminded me that you forgot how to do chapter 10. So give you time to practice. Go back and look at your homework problems and all that stuff. Okay? Make sure that you are prepared. I mean, you get a whole day to do it, and it's only 20 problems, but still, it's good to review. I mean, the whole point of this test is to review, right? So yeah. All right. Make sure you do the homework. Okay. If you have login problems on Big Ideas, let me know. If not, then I'll let you go here. Any other questions about this part? If you need me to do some problems later, then I'll also help. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Well, I'll play you If I Were a King by Low Light. I don't even know what this is. Have a good day. Make sure you do your homework. I've never known a love so steady. Even gold won't turn your tide. We flow together like an ocean. Goodbye. Every low and every high. And I would have you anyway, dear. Anyway your heart would bear. Goodbye.